We start with Moses' prayer. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. محمد عليه السلام prayer. اللهم أدخلني مدخل الصدق وأخرجني مخرج الصدق واجعلني من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. آمين آمين آمين. The number of disbelievers is increasing, and even who believed they become disbeliever. وازدادوا كفرا إن الذين آمنوا ثم كفروا ثم ازدادوا كفرا. There is people who say, who is that people? This is who believed in me 3 years ago, then now they disbelieve, and they increase their disbelief even by a lot of harassment and fighting me. So this is one of the media. We are interpreting the Old Testimony and the New Testimony in the way we reach now Genesis 39 today. I'm doing the classes, continuing the classes for the believer and for God. So when you meet God, either you are disbeliever or believer, you cannot say nobody told me. Joseph's temptation. When Joseph was taken down to Egypt, an Egyptian, Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh and his chief steward, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he enjoyed great success and was assigned to the household of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him and brought him success in whatever he did, he favored Joseph and made him his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his household and entrusted him all his possessions. From the moment that he put him in charge of his household and all his possessions, the Lord blessed the Egyptian house for Joseph's sake. The Lord's blessing was on everything he owned, both inside the house and out. Having left everything he owned in Joseph's charge, he gave no thought with Joseph there to anything but the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome. After time, his master's wife looked at him with longing and said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Look, as long as I am here, my master does not give a thought to anything in the house, but has entrusted to me all he owns. He has no more authority in this house than I do. He has withheld from me nothing but you, since you are his wife. How then could I do this great wrong and sin against God?" Although she spoke to him day after day, he would not agree to lie with her or even be near her. One such day, when Joseph came into the house to do his work, and none of the household servants were then in the house, she laid hold on him by his cloak, saying, "Lie with me," but leaving the cloak in her hand, he escaped and ran outside. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand as he escaped outside, she cried out to her household servant and told them, "Look, my husband has brought us a Hebrew man to mock us. He came in here to lie with me, but I cried out loudly, So here we benefit that don't believe every crying, pretending victim. Use your insight. Search for the truth. See the benefit. When you see a result as a judge, and this is also in the media, there is a religious leader who is saying, we judge people in this life, but what we see, what they do, and what we see from the evidence. But in the judgment day, in front of God, their intention will be judged. Wrong. You are very wrong, and you are not qualified judge. You shouldn't be in your position. Please resign. If anybody, this is what they believe, resign. You put a lot of victims in the jail. And criminal, they keep doing their crimes because they fool you. A lot of pretender out there. It's a time of lies. This century is the century of deception. So you enabling the criminal to keep their crimes because you just rely on evidence, on what you see. Don't use your insight. This is the Antichrist century. Everything will be deception, not real. People is lying, deceiving, most of them. If you don't use your insight and see what factor interfere with the result to cause the result that you see, who benefit, you dig in it, not you just depend on your short judgment by the sight. Take everything to your soul and pray to God to show you the truth. People are very skilled in pretending with their soft voice and crying skill to be the victim. So you are not qualified judge. This is a basic class in legal study. And I did my legal study in the University of one of USA university. First class was the difference between actus reus and mens rea, the guilty act and the guilty mind. Read about it. Try to know the difference between them. Example, if I sneeze and while I'm sneezing I enter my finger in your eyes by mistake, I'm not guilty as who bring a knife intentionally to put it in your eyes. Big difference. This is by mistake and this is by intention. So you judge them the same? No. You should be able to differentiate. If you cannot, please resign from judge. So 4,000 years ago, God taught us by their prophets how to distinguish. They put Joseph in jail because of this crying, acting woman, because they don't have insight. When he heard me scream, he left. She kept the clock with her until his master came home. Then she told him the same story. The Hebrew slave whom you brought us came to me to amuse himself at my expense. But when I screamed, he left his clock beside me and escaped outside. When the master heard his wife's story, in which she reported, "Thus and so your servant did to me," he became enraged. Joseph mastersized him and put him into the jail where the king's prisoners were confined, and there he sat in jail. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him kindness by making the chief jailer well disposed toward him. The chief jailer put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners in the jail. Everything that had to be done there, he was the one to do it. The chief jailer did not have to look after anything that was in Joseph's charge, since the Lord was with him and was bringing success to whatever he was doing. So we benefit the actus reus, differentiating between it, and the mens reus. Other in the media, Jesus' manifestation needs ritual, need certain ritual that I need to teach the believers. So please, if you are a believer of me, make sawma nearby so I can go there and teach the believers what to do to manifest Jesus. The other thing, language. Some people insisting that God's name is one, which is Yahuwah. No, according to the language, the name of God changed. According to language, everything in the language is changeable. So how come you want God's name is one in all language? Even in the Arabic language, it has 100 names. So you cannot tell people you have another God. No, don't confuse people. The Creator is one, but according to your tongue language, it will change. The main important thing is what you mean when you call him. And it's easy. If you see the person looking up and saying God, that's it. He's calling the God the Creator. So he's right, according to his language. Other thing, some people is saying who doesn't pray the 5 prayer is disbeliever. No, he is sinner, not disbeliever. Distinguish between belief and sinner. So he is a believer but sinner if he don't do the 5 prayer. The main thing, the core, remember, the core of God's covenant is no God but one God, the Creator. We worship him alone, no association. This is one. Worshipping him, obeying him. The other very important covenant, human to human. You don't corrupt the earth by killing, raping, stealing. The main 3 corruption: killing, stealing, and raping another human. So this is the most core. There is more, but this is the highest. That if you at least these 4 things you maintain, God will forgive you for anything else. He can forgive you or not forgive you. If you ask forgiveness, he forgives. But these 4 is not forgivable. This is the problem with these 4. It's not forgivable. Yes, even if you, let's say, if you are not, some people will say stealing is smaller or being rude to your parents. Which one is more bigger sin? Remember, if you are rude to your parents, God can forgive you. If you didn't, be unjust with them. Like, for example, if you are just not enough giving them time, not that you hate them or no, this is will also be part of the no killing under it. Don't cut, don't hit, no raping, no also talking in their back about their privacy, not showing their private part, no stealing, also come under it, through it, and all deception of having people scamming them. So this is the main three. Now these God will have to take it from you to the other person, but just not having time for your father or mother, it will not be, it can be forgivable. It will not be that much like the stealing when it takes from you the rights of it. Do you get me? There is thing unforgivable. God will not forgive it, which is human to human rights in matter of his blood and his money or wealth and his dignity. So be careful with the core. Don't forget the core and then come to details and stick on it, thinking that this is the religion. Yeah, the same point. There is somebody saying that God will give you, will show you a lot of wealth in the heaven after death, and tell you, I'll give you all this, but forgive this man, your rights from this man. God will reward you if you forgive, but he will not making it as for you to be forget your rights. Like, for example, and God have the biggest example, if I have 2 children and one cut the finger of his brother, then I'll tell the other one, the first one, if you forgive him, I will give you a toy. So he will take the toy and be sad, because his finger is worth more than toy. So you will not push the person in a corner to make him forgive by force. So God will not do that. If you forgive from yourself happily, you will be rewarded, but it will not become in the step before forgiving happily. After you forgive and finish happily, he will give you the reward. So don't put this as you will open a door for people to take from other people's rights, because they will say, oh, God will compensate the person. Yes, this is what will happen. So you don't open a door. Be careful. God will not do it until the person himself say, okay, I forgive from my heart, God. I don't want you to punish it. Then after that, God will reward.